Okay, so that was a little bit of The Thrill Is Gone, which was a song that has been recorded so many times by B.B. King, probably his most famous song. That intro that I just did was loosely based off his 1969 album called Completely Well. I'm not sure if that was the first time he recorded it. It might have been. But a wonderful song, a beautiful, brilliant blues ballad, and it's a minor blues in the 12 in the key of B. And this is a really good lesson for young players. When you learn this song, you'll learn the importance of simplicity and the fact that sometimes doing less is just as meaningful, if not more meaningful, than being super busy and playing a lot of notes. Now, that's not to say that playing fast is not meaningful and just for show. Um, but any great musician, even players who play fast, when they play live, any musician will tell you that in order to have a good solid foundation, start playing slowly. Start slowly and learn to play simple melodies. It's kind of like having a very simple cake. If you have a really good sponge, you can put whatever toppings you want, but no matter how many toppings you put on it, at the end of the day, it's still a pretty good cake. Because you had a really good sponge. All right. It's a terrible analogy, but let's see how we go, okay? Now, I'm just going to run through the raw melody with you in the beginning. I'm going to refrain from doing too many vibratos and slides and all that sort of stuff in the beginning. Again, that stuff you can add later when you play the song live or when you're jamming to a track. When you're learning it, important to just get the raw melody down so you can hear the melody, you know the song inside out. And that way, when you do decide to put all these extra techniques, you're doing it with good intent, you're doing it on purpose, and you have freedom to, change it any way you want. If you go straight into doing that stuff in the beginning, you get stuck to them. And generally, that means you're kind of just copying other players. You're not really learning, and you're not looking to explore and discover new things. You're just copying it, and you get stuck to that. So we're going to start with the opening phrase, which sounds like this. Okay, we go. Okay, I'm going to slow that right down for you. Okay, so we're going to start on B on the second string on the 12th fret. Hopefully you can see that. Then we're going to go. That's D on the 10th fret, first string. Back to B. A's on the second string, 10th fret. F sharp, 11th fret, third string. D, 4th string, 12th fret. Then we go to E, 9th fret, third string. Roll up to B, that's the octave. Back to D, I use my pinky. Back to B. So that line goes. One more time. D, do, bam, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. With some sort of groove, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then we have this sort of hook, which goes back to D, and then we go to F sharp, and then we finish on B like that. Boom, bam. You want to play that with a staccato feeling, like. Okay, I added the slide there, and that's where it's appropriate to actually know how to do the slide. You know where the note is? It's F sharp. Okay. So that line together, we go. So there's part 1 for you. All right. So make sure you try to, I'd really recommend following the same finger patterns and positioning that I'm using. At times you can substitute the pinky for the third finger, but when you're playing something like this, where you skip 3 frets from the 9th to the 12th, use your pinky. It's better to use your pinky rather than overusing that third finger. Okay, so here you go with that, and we'll move on to part 2.